It's Wednesday, December or November 27th. Let me not get that far ahead. And we're doing another edition of Things You Might Ought to Know and doing it pre-recorded. So if you're a regular fan, a regular person who shows up for this, and this week we're taking time off for Thanksgiving, so we're doing a lot of things ahead of time that can be done. Let us know how it looks, how it works. I think it's looking and feeling very well, although the fact that right now it's Sunday as I'm recording and I'm in the middle of Wednesday and have 3 more days to go is a kind of a thing. So it's something I've used to back in the day and doing the radio stuff and recording ahead of time. This is something that I have to get back into. Are you enjoying getting this thing every single day and the way we're doing it? Does it seem like it's different from the live show in the morning? Does it seem like I have more energy or less energy? Let us know in the comments. Right now, what we do here for Things You Might Have to Know are fun stuff that we put into this normal feed. It's usually news and information and stuff like that. Boring stuff like wars and famine and tech and AI killing us, things like that. These are birthdays. These are things in history, which are famine and war and things as well. And we also have a fun celebration. Today's a bit of a swerve, not so fun. It's more of a warning, if you will. And then one more thing going out the door. Let us know how well we're doing with this thing at our website. This is theconversationproject.com in the comments here in the video or by emailing us at theconversationinbox@gmail.com. Let's get into the things you might ought to know for today. Starting off with the funnest part of the fun stuff, birthdays. Kicking off with a guy who is in the news lately for just being Bill Nye the Science Guy. And he is Bill Nye the Science Guy. Now, a few days back, there was a big Twitter thing, a big X thing, where some football players, he went to basketball players. He went to a basketball game and hang out with some of the Celtics at the Wizards game, and was like the players like geeked out about meeting Bill Nye the Science Guy. It was just one of those things where childhood heroes come up there. And Bill Nye turning 69 years old on the day, so not too far along in the tooth. So we still have plenty of time to get Bill Nye on us. Not doing much in the way of real life, like shows and things like that, because his brand and stuff is a little bit outdated in presentation. But whenever someone needs some some sort of acronymy for some sort of something, I lost that total thought. Bill Nye the Science Guy and of course Neil deGrasse Tyson are called in, and they of course are battling each other because big time science guys have to do that. But we're showing love to Bill Nye today on his 69th birthday. Much love going out to Robin Givens as well, 60 years old on the day. Another show that my childhood is definitely aging, as Robin Givens, who was like all that back in the day, still all that right now, but all that at the age of 60 right now. Of course, famous for being an actress, doing great stuff in commentary, and of course, humanitarian work. And of course, married to Mike Tyson for a small period of time, which turned out to be not a great time for both of them, and it all ended up. We love, excuse me, to Robin Givens on this day. A little bit of throat thing going on. And I guess it's time to do that. I guess it's perfect timing for a bad transition to go to Jaleel White. We're not going to do the Urkel voice for this one. Jaleel White is turning 48 years old on this day. And Jaleel is talking a lot about his time as Urkel right now because nostalgia is everything. Talking about time on Family Matters, talking about how they had to hide his bulge as he got much bigger, going taller and being actually more like Stefan than Steven in the actual show wise in real reality. And of course, giving us the dirt on why the little girl disappeared on the show, and he blames the little girl's mom. Go back and read all those stuff in the internets. But right now, our birthday love going to this trio of warriors on this birthday: Bill Nye, Robin Givens, and Jaleel White. Let's go back, check our history lesson for the day. Back in 1924, we start off with the first Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade held in New York City, obviously, on this day, as the newer versions of Thanksgiving were coming to fruition. Also, the scourge of parents 10 years ago is still here because they're expecting version 3 and version 4 to come eventually. Frozen was released, the original Frozen, in 2013 on this day. So this is the day that we started having that song stuck in our head. No, I'm not going to sing it. I'm not going there. And in 2017, Britain's Prince Harry and actress Meghan Markle announced their engagement. So far, the marriage is going okay. They're still married. Things are going all right. The actual job stuff, Meghan's not really working and they're no longer royals. They're not really prince and princess anymore, technically. And people seem to hate them in Hollywood. Or they love them or they hate them. It's all a big blur right now, but their lives may be a bit of a reality show, but the marriage itself and the family seems to be doing well. And we want more of that for them. But we do know when we bring up Harry and Meghan, we get clicks, we get views. And so hopefully we get clicks and views for this today. Today's celebration Should not be a celebration at all, but it's something. It's more of a warning today, if you will. And we're going to the Wikipedia page because this is actually a real thing. This is not one of those fake little funny things. This is a real sort of phenomena that's been going on pretty much a tale as old as time. But the name goes back to around 2007. I guess somebody sort of binged it out in some of the social media thing back then, and it turned into a thing. We're talking about Blackout Wednesday, or as people say it in a more fun way, Drinksgiving. Blackout Wednesday, of course, also known as Drinksgiving, refers to a lot of drinking, if you will, binge drinking on the night before Thanksgiving holiday in the United States. There's very few people that working on Thanksgiving Day, and most college students are at home hanging out with their families and have to kind of chill and figure out things to do. So a lot of the time is spent catching up with high school friends at a local bar and just kind of going over things in the hometown. With that being said, Blackout Wednesday can be a more popular party night than even New Year's Eve and St. Patrick's Day because you're not at home finding a party, you're just finding a place to sit and drink. In some cities, it's the worst drunk driving night of the year with extra patrols around the city to make sure things aren't so bad. And MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, reports that Thanksgiving holiday produces more people killed in drunk driving crashes than actually on the Christmas holiday. So that's something to think about. So if you're at home like I am, I'm not here in the studio. This is pre-taped, so I'm actually at home where my parents are living, and you're hanging out with some friends, which I tend to do. We're kind of old and go to bed early, so I don't think Thanksgiving is happening to us. So that's sort of a thing. But just make sure you're keeping an eye on yourself, keep an eye on what you got going on, especially if you're kind of a rookie or a lightweight or an amateur when the big things come. And make sure you have a designated driver or you're very close to home and have a place to stay if things happen. Blackout Wednesday, you really want to remember what happens Thursday morning. And Drinksgiving is not a good thing to celebrate. Just go with me on this one. And one more thing. Yesterday, we talked about Black Friday and how Black Friday gifts are really people looking for stuff for themselves and not trying to get bargains for other stuff because it really is about themselves. Here's another kicker on this one. Right around the corner, like 2 days from now, the very strong chance that your partner is planning on buying something without you knowing on Black Friday. So it's a deal. It's a steal. It's a good thing. But your partner is going to buy something and then try to hide it somewhere. A study found that nearly 1 in 3 Americans say they plan on buying something on Black Friday and not telling the partner about that. The two are together. They're going to buy something and not tell their partner about that because they want them to be pleasantly surprised or get well past the time we have to take it back so they just can't be mad about it. That's what's going to happen this Black Friday. So if you're shopping near your honey, keep an eye on what's in their basket and don't check out separately because you'll be surprised come Christmas Day. This week, we're celebrating all the things that we have produced here inside of the Conversation Project. And it's definitely inside of things like things you might have heard and the things you might ought to know. And with that, we're going to use this time to celebrate some things we actually produced for the Conversation Project with the help on side of the More Better Media overarching thing in books. This was a book that I produced, that I printed, that was literally just a idea that snapped in my head. There's this commercial that runs over and over again on the radio about, it says, you know that 90% of your salespeople never read a sales book. And while that number, the numbers in that article, in that commercial are just sort of made up internet stuff, and it's really a way to get people to buy into some program. I thought, you know what? That sounds kind of rash, kind of odd. Maybe I can make a book that won't charge and not charge $3,000 for a program that's not going to work and give something to people for $10. And that's what I did. I actually talked to a friend of mine who is a longtime sales director in radio and broadcasting, and because basically just say, hey, some of those things I learned when I sat in those meetings, they really stood out. Tell me if these things make sense to put into a book for sales stuff to expand my business part of my my platform, my More Better Media, or for the business questions and answer here and Fast Forward Business Properties. He said, all looks good. Go for it. I did it, produced it. He checked it out, said, hey, thumbs up, looks great. Thanks for thinking about me for your help. And with that became this book called Conquer Sales Objections, Conquer Sales Objectives. A tongue twister that I really, really hate I did now, but it's sort of there. I don't want to change it yet, so we're going to go with that one. It offers 21 specific response questions to counter common sales objections, i.e., someone says, I really can't afford it. And you ask a question that goes along with it, like, is it the expense for right now, or is it expense for what's going down the line? there are specific questions that you ask and lines of questionings for way people can give you objections. And remember, in sales, if someone says no, you know what a final no is. But if someone says, well, I really can't because of something, you want to really kind of go into it and understand if it's a real no or if it's an objection to the issue, or maybe it's something that you can work with, or someone else has to be involved within the issue. There are 21 specific questions to ask as counters for 21 specific, very common sales objections. If you're into sales, or if you want to work on your persuasion skills, I'm not a sales guy per se, but I've got to sell you folks on buying stuff. I got to sell people on being sponsors. I got to sell people on working with me in places. And in my real day job, it's about coalitions. It's about basically selling people on the ideas that we need to work together on this to get things done. These things will help. It's not just about salespeople making commissions. It's about selling yourself and selling your ideas. So check out Sales in a Brand New Way, my way, if you will. Conquer Sales Objections, Conquer Sales Objectives. Find it on Amazon using the link that's involved, or search for it online anywhere books are found. $10 in paperback and $5 for Kindle version. Get it today. And this might be something you might want to give to a person. One reason I'm doing these books may be something that may be a gift for folks. I give a lot of books because, I wrote a lot of books, so I gift a lot of books. But this may be a book that may be a gift for someone who's having issues in sales or convincing people of other things to getting things done. And here's where I will use some of those sales objections that you will give out to me to use them for objectives to be taken. I need you to like, share, and subscribe to this video and other videos as they come down the line. Now, why should you like this video? Because it's cool, because it's awesome, because all the kids are into it. Actually, it's based on you enjoying what we're giving to you as content and given to you as good content, whether it's the things you might ought to know, the fun stuff we do, or the new stuff we do every single day. If you are enjoying what we're doing, we need you to like it. And this is going to help us sell other people on getting in here. If I can sell you on this being a good article, a good idea, a good video, then the algorithm can sell it to other people to maybe watch it as well. If I can sell you on this being good and sell you enough to share this with other people, then those people may enjoy us and get more of it out of this as well. If I can sell you on subscribing to this here video or any video in our series on wherever you're finding us, on TikTok, on Facebook, on X, on YouTube, then I know that I have more people who are involved in the game, more people who are news nerds, as we call ourselves, who are into the news as we presented here on the Conversation Project news and commentary. I do my best to give you pretty consistent commentary, nothing that's really crazy. And so that's there. But the news tends to be right down the middle. Even if people don't perceive it that way, it's kind of how things go. Like, share, and subscribe. I hope I have sold you on those concepts for this or any other thing we have here on this channel that you're watching here. Or either it's things you might have heard, a news clip going forward, or some of the audios, or maybe even our newsletter. Check out our website for our newsletter for subscriptions to that, so we can always get things to you no matter what happens to the internets. That is it for today, the Wednesday, November 27th edition of Things You Might Ought to Know. Hopefully you enjoyed what we had. And if you do, let us know in the comments. If you didn't, let us know in the comments or email us at the conversation inbox at gmail.com. Let us know what we can do to do better. Now, as I've been saying all week, next week we won't say it so much. This is a test to see how well the pre-recorded versions go. There obviously isn't any breaking news happening, and it seems going to change, other than maybe some person may be passing away in the birthdays. We so hope that's not going to happen. But this is something that may give us a better chance of doing more stuff throughout the week and more engaging stuff with this as well. So let us know in the comments how we're doing. I know we're going very, very long. I apologize for that, but there'll be less commentary and less explaining in the future. In the meantime, enjoy your Wednesday. Enjoy your Thanksgiving Day tomorrow. And yes, we have a pre-recorded version, so it's there. When you check your YouTube and you're bored with your family, you can look at us and see what's happening for things you might want to know for a Thursday and prepping for Black Friday come Friday.